Let's talk about something nobody want to say out loud. The social media algorithm may not wear a white hood. It might not say racist slurs. It might call itself fair, but that does not mean that's true. Because when black creators speak on pain, violence, fatherhood, racism, or just the trauma in the community, somehow the views drop, the reach slows down, the video sometimes get flagged, and the page get buried. But let us mock our culture, profit our pain, talk slang, show people dancing, and black entertainment suffering. The algorithm suddenly pushed that, and that is the problem. And today, we are talking about the racism of social media algorithm. Now let's be clear. I'm not saying every video of you. Sometimes it is the video. Sometimes the message does not grab the people's attention fast enough. But we cannot ignore the bigger pattern. Researchers, social media personnel has found that the posts where people share personal experience with racism are more likely to be flagged by both the algorithms and the human people behind it. That means a person can talk about racism they experience, and the system may treat their testimony like that's the problem instead of racism itself. Think about it. You could be the victim. So let's say you could be the victim. You can tell the truth. You can expose the pain and still get punished by the platform. That is digital silence. And for black creators, that's not just about likes, it's about visibility. This is about income, influence, and the message reaching the people who need to hear it. Because social media is just not entertainment anymore. It is a public platform for people to get their news, their TV. They get all the stuff they need from social media. So when the algorithm decide who gets seen and who get buried, it is deciding who has the power. And here's where it get deep. All right. The social media algorithm, right, is trained on human behavior. And human behavior always have bias. If the audience engage more with stereotype, disrespect, drama, the algorithm learns to push that. So when a black man is talking about fatherhood, discipline, stopping the violence, they might not push that the same way they do chaos. But if the content shows black pain, black dysfunction, embarrassment, conflict, fighting, the algorithm find the people for it and push it. This is not by accident, people. This is about profitability on the backs of black people. Researchers and creators have raised concern that platforms can destroy groups through moderation through the system, where hateful content stays online while legitimate posts from black communities get removed or suppressed. That is the double standard, whether you want to believe it or not. So when we defend ourselves, it is too aggressive. When we speak the truth, it is sensitive content. When we discuss racism, it is divisive. When we challenge the system, it is dangerous. But when someone else profits from our culture, trauma, it becomes vile content. That is the game. Black creators have been saying this for a long time. Black TikTok creators reported that content connected to BLM, Black Lives Matter, was suppressed, hidden, and received sudden drops in engagement. TikTok denied shadow banning, but the complaint shows how many creators felt the system treated black center content differently. Now bring that up. Listen to me. When we say save our black men, we are not just making content. We are fighting for attention inside a system that rewards distraction. We are telling young men to walk away from violence, telling dads or fathers to step up, telling the community to stop normalizing funerals. We are telling boys they are more than the streets. But sometimes the message does not travel as fast as gossip, fights, disrespect, or destruction. So I ask myself why? Because the algorithm does not care about saving lives. They care more about seeing someone take them. It cares about keeping eyes on your cell phone. And too often pain performs better than healing. And this is why Black creators have to think about what they post. We cannot just post the truth. They won't do nothing with it. Your hook has to hit them, right? The caption has to be something they like. The title has to carry some type of emotion, right? So the message has to be clear enough for the algorithm and powerful enough for the people. Because the algorithm might not be built for us, but we can still learn how to move inside of it. But we also have to demand better. We got to stop with this violence and start protecting our community. Platforms need transparency. They need a fair system. They need diversity. They need to understand culture. They need to stop treating Black truth like hate speeches while allowing anti-Black mockery to go viral. And we, as a community, need to stop feeding the machine the worst version of ourselves. I know y'all see it on social media, fights, shootings, and everything. Because every time we share a fight and ignore the father teaching his son, every time we laugh at a crash out but skip the man, the mentoring to save a young man, every time you award destruction, you taken away from discipline and leadership. We train the algorithm. And yes, the platforms have responsibility too, but we do as well. If we want better content, we have to engage with it. We have to comment on it, share it, save it. Not the bad content, but the good content, the educational content. We have to support the creators that are trying to build a community instead of destroy it, because the algorithm watches what reward. So here's my truth. To me, the algorithm is 100% racist. It reflects the bias of what the world that they built. It reflects the behavior of people who feed it. And it reflects the cash, the money of the companies that profit for. They profit from it. But we are not powerless. We can expose it. We can organize around it. But the main thing we got to take away, we got to stop letting the system decide which Black voice matter. They did that before and it destroyed us. That's why I always say this is bigger than content. This is visibility. This is culture. This is influence. And more importantly, this is the survival of the Black community. Because if social media or the algorithm can bear the message, it can bear the movement. And this is why we keep speaking. So one thing I can say before closing, I'm going to tell y'all this. I do what you call scenarios with social media. I'll play a scenario where a Black young man is graduating college and people celebrate. I also play one with a young Black man is, we call them blacking out and going crazy and fighting and doing violent stuff. The algorithm push the ones that doing the violence and don't push the ones that graduate from college. One group from a small country they'll never push anything negative about. That should tell you how racist the algorithm is. Until we get people in place to take Congress, to put all social media platforms before the United States that's not impacted by other people, we will get to the bottom of why the algorithm is racist toward Black America. That's my time. And remember, Save Our Black Men is here to protect, build, and honor our young men to make them better. Let's push this. Join the movement at nglmovement.com. Buy some merch and let us get started so we can change the direction of Black America. And as always, save our Black men.